She fluent in that cash talk. Walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk. And tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money. I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go. Poof, gone, voila, magic. Looking mad good just to pull up on them brand band.
And take 5. Unhinged Immoral.
Welcome back for episode 3.
Welcome back. We have tried to do this so many times. So at this point, I don't even know how to give you guys a proper intro. I am Mecca.
I'm Jamila.
And we're in the same room. Yes. But our mics are not meant to be in the same room. So that's why there is a huge space in between us. On the couch, the sound keeps bouncing off of each other.
Yes. It's giving possibly new mics soon. But, you know.
Yeah. I felt that hint from Melisa.
the soft, gentle. Yeah. Go ahead and get a new mic, babes. Okay, great.
Great.
I think that's like, honestly, my favorite part about this podcast is everybody figuring out what technical difficulties we experience each week.
Listen, we have yet to have a week where something has not really, and sometimes it's big stuff. Like you had to get a new laptop. Mm-hmm. I had to update my laptop. Mm-hmm. We figured out, well, you're going to help me figure out my contraption that I've created.
Immediately after, actually.
Because I'm just a Black woman in tech, guys.
Yeah. Sure.
What else? Cameras,
cords.
Yes.
All of the things. I had to get a new interface for the microphone.
I didn't have the right headphones at starting out. I had AirPods. Remember the first episode?
I too had AirPods because my computer, Noah, had stuck a bead in it. So I couldn't put my headphones in.
Oh, yes. Noah and children things. Yes. But we're here.
We're here.
Talk directly. Am I?
You move a lot.
Oh. I think that's the tism.
Yes.
Because they were saying that in the comments last week about me. They're like, Mecca, talk straight into the mic. And Melisa already said you sit straight up. Mm-hmm. So like my body has to move. But I'm really going to try and be aware of it this week and talk right into the mic. I'm still getting used to it, guys.
We love awareness.
Thank you. I try. I'm too aware. And right now the internet's mad at me about being too aware about my experience. But we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, we'll get into y'all ass soon.
Anyway. So trip to Beaumont, but more now you're in Houston, mm-hmm. but you will end up back in Beaumont.
Possibly.
Most likely.
Yes.
How was your trip from Atlanta? Then y'all went to Mobile. Then y'all went to Beaumont. Then y'all went to...
It was actually very traumatizing. I know my parents are going to watch this because they've been watching all of the podcast episodes. I want y'all to know, love y'all. Can't travel with y'all in the car. I'm still triggered, actually.
I've banned my mom from... Actually, I don't know if she's listened to it. I have her blocked on
I tried to limit my parents from watching the first episode, but they're very like, I'm going to watch it. Mm. So I just kind of had to eat that bullet. Like, okay, well, here it is. I heard
you talking about you were so excited. They already heard it. Hey, guys.
Stop. But yeah, my parents are very like I said earlier, it's clear that our neurodivergency comes from somewhere. And to experience that as an adult child with my parents who act like adult children as well, mm-hmm. is like, somebody get me out of this goddamn car. Because as we're driving, first of all, we've taken this drive plenty of times. So typically we'll stop in Mobile. It's on the way to Texas, and we'll visit my dad's side of the family. And then probably spend the night. The next day, we'll take the second half of the trip. Okay, cool. I don't know why this time it took what felt like 48 hours straight in the car, but that's exactly what it felt like. Because we stopping in Montgomery to see cousin. Hey, cousin. We stopping in Mobile to see everybody. Hey. Then the trip from Mobile to Texas, I was in that car for what felt like another 12-hour trip. This should have only been a 5-hour drive.
That's a 4-hour drive, though. So it is a long time. And honestly, you have to remember, well, last time I did that trip with you, Noah wasn't even born yet.
Right.
And Noah is not just a baby no more. He's also an active toddler.
It wasn't Noah this time, though.
Okay.
It was my parents. Noah was chilling. Like, yes, we did stop and we let him walk around a little bit. But as long as he got that iPad and a snack, he really didn't give a goddamn. My parents are just so bouncy at this point. And then, of course, if we stopped in Beaumont on the way to Houston, because we have to go through Beaumont first. And that's, if y'all didn't know, that's where I'm from. But Jamila's my mama knows every motherfucking person in Beaumont.
Yeah, Jamila's family is famous in Beaumont.
My family is Beaumont.
So this is a little another additive key. When I first moved to Houston, I had matched with this boy on Hinge who was from Beaumont, and I remember telling Jazz, which is Jamila's older sister, and she was like, I don't know how I told her because it wasn't. I was more so telling her because I know you guys are from Beaumont, and it was like, oh girl, guess what? I just matched with this boy. He's from Beaumont, and she got so serious. Send me his picture.
Yeah, send me his people.
I was like, what you mean? She's like, we most likely know him.
Yeah.
And already you don't want no one from Beaumont, and I need to see who this is. And lo and behold, it was the weirdest thing. And I had said, like, I remember I was talking to him on my phone. I was like, do you know, well, everyone know your last name, the Bells? And he was like, no. And I said your mom's first name. I was like, I don't know her maiden name, but I know the mama first name. And then this is the Bells. And he went and asked his dad, and he did know your mom and them. So I was this was like 3-4 years ago. So I had came back and told Jazz that, because Jazz didn't recognize him. And I said, what the crazy thing is, you might not recognize him, but I asked about y'all, and he said that his people definitely, at least his parents knew who your parents were.
It's very like, we always say like, I will not date a man from Beaumont because it's very likely he's my cousin.
That's how my family is in the Bay Area, so I understand. This is what we were talking about last night.
It's actually insane. Like, we'll be in Beaumont, and obviously I moved away fairly young, but I look the same. So a lot of my family, of course, like knows me. My family knows me, but people who are not family, but they're like family adjacent, they'll just be like, hold on, I know you people. And my mama, everybody knows her as Boo down there. You would think she was some type of gangster or something. You Boo's kids? Boo. Oh, I know Boo. So if you say Boo, they know her as Boo. And so it's like we'll be anywhere and people will stop us, be like, Boo, these your kids. Last time I seen them. It don't matter where we go. Yeah. Somebody from Beaumont is going to recognize my mama.
That's how my dad is in San Francisco.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I remember I was talking to a boy. So my dad is from San Francisco, specifically Fillmore, which is a historically Black part of San Francisco also as well. His mom came from Louisiana, and she has like 12 or 13 siblings, and they all during the Great Migration ended up in San Francisco. So that's why I want to say, we really do be having to ask, like, are you related to, and mind you, like we were talking about last night, by my parents being older, I actually had a cousin find me on TikTok. I was just telling you this. So I had posted a picture of my grandmother really young, and it was during the time where we were talking, another time I had made the internet mad. When I was talking about Jonathan Wright's what's his name? Jonathan Majors has civil rights face. And they were saying, boo, shut your high yellow ass up. This is colorist. And I was like, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, I can tell he's a gur. Like, there's no mixing. Generationally.
Yes.
And when I say, like, I mean, you really just look African-American. And then Julesy, shout out to Julesy, came back and was like, this is ancestral face. And they got mad at me for saying it. And I was like, we're saying the same thing. Like, you look like your ancestors. So I put a picture of my grandmother, who I am a doppelganger of, when she was young. And that was like the whole video. Like, this is not shade, y'all. I'm trying to make y'all understand when people are Black and like fully black. This is, you're going to look generationally, big lips, big nose, high cheekbones, like it's gonna give. So I put that video out, and a girl, we are 28. This young lady is 29. She hit me up and she was like, hey, I know this is gonna sound weird because I follow you on TikTok, but the picture you posted of your grandmother, that is like my great aunt or something. She's like, I've seen that picture. It's in my grandmother's house.
That's so insane.
We're related. And I said, excuse me, but this is how she gagged me. She started naming family nicknames. Like how you talking about Boo? I ain't even trying to put all my people business out. She was doing well, I'll just say it. My grandmother goes by Lollipop. She don't really even like her real name. My dad has a first cousin named John S., who is such a character. And you know how you have outlandish family members who people know, are you related to this person? Now, John S. is it ain't pimping. Has been since the 70s and very much gives that throughout the greater Bay Area. In the early 2000s, he got hair plugs. It was a big thing in the family. He walks around. He looks like Cat Williams. He's such a character. He had one of his ladies of the night Her name was Peaches. She was this white girl. I loved Peaches so bad. Me and Dave talk to Peaches about Peaches to this day. She was such a nice lady because, they bring the girls around and they, we at the family cookouts and stuff. It's like they don't really talk to you. But Peaches, she wanted everyone to like her and she would play with all the kids. So I really remember, what's your name? And she was a ghetto white girl. Peaches! And she had orange hair. Remember how they used to dye in the early 2000s? They used to do that weird, not weird, but like the white weird. Keisha Cole.
Yes.
Like that. Anyway, she said, my grandmother brother is John S. Oh, she was like, do you know who John S is? I said, I absolutely know who John S is. That's my crazy. Grandmother brother. Oh, I actually know exactly where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my daddy's first cousin. Your grandmother is Aunt Jen. That's my grandmother's older sister. But mind you, John S is her grandmother's sister. My daddy is my daddy. This lady is a year older than us. Just to give you like generationally how shit gets so convoluted. I said that internet is crazy.
That's really insane. I'm sure if I cast the net, some of these
I found somebody on my mama's side too.
It's actually insane how large my family is and how many branches and trees, especially because back in the day, that birth control wasn't controlling nothing.
So I always think about the fact that my grandmother at my age had like 5 kids when she was our age. Girl, and then went on to have like 3 more.
Crazy, actually. It was a whole lot of children having a whole lot of children having a whole lot of children. So now we just stuck with a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
It just started slowing down.
Like
with
generationally, I would say like we're probably the first generation where people said, maybe we shouldn't have 5 kids.
Yeah, maybe we should just chill.
Maybe just 2 will be good.
Yeah, let's be conservative and let's just not drop all these eggs.
Well, I'm just thinking, like I said, when I talk about the Bay Area and my family and obviously how we ended up in Sacramento, but like my grandmother's one of like 13, and then my dad himself also has like 7 siblings.
Yeah,
it's like first cousins alone. I have like 50 first cousins.
Yeah,
ranging in age. The oldest was born like the early 60s. Because you gotta remember, my dad has an older brother who is like gone to glory, but he has kids and they have kids. I don't even know them niggas like that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of people. I
really
don't even know all my family.
My daddy and his older brother were funking before he passed away because he wasn't the best man at my dad's and when my parents got married, and my uncle felt a way about that, and they didn't get back cool before he passed away. And you know how like parents like. There are certain things that your parents don't talk about, but you can tell it definitely affects them. That is something that I can definitely tell growing up affected my dad. And like, I don't know, we went to see my uncle's ex-wife. They lived in Stockton, which everybody just want to live in the goddamn churches, but it's neither here nor there. And his ex-wife had given my dad a picture of his brother when he was young. When I say, I have the picture now because when he moved out here before he like got dementia, he brought it with him. He took that picture with him everywhere. Like anywhere he went, he had that picture. And then on top of that, when me and Darrington was funking and I was like, I'm not fucking with him. He was literally like, go, y'all need to make this right. I said, see, you're guided by that trauma. Fix it! Like, you're guided by trauma. I can't even be mad at that. But I always think about that. So it's like, I know them, but I don't know them like that.
Yeah.
I know like everyone else, obviously. And then my dad also has a brother who was murdered.
Damn.
And they know who, I mean, it's so like, it would be like Mobile or Beaumont. It's San Francisco. They know who murdered him. And I know we're just going off on the rails right now, but this is why I believe in karma. Because the men who killed my uncle, they knew, everyone in the hood knew it. And it was over something stupid, like, you know, I don't know, coke, like whatever. Like it was the early 70s, early 80s. And they got off basically. Cause you know, I mean, think about how black people are now. Well, not really, but go to the police.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, yeah, that happened. Are y'all gonna handle it? My aunt was like, I believe in karma because the 2 men who did it, who were involved, they both met their karma. And mind you, whether you're woo-woo or Christian, whatever you subscribe to, God takes his time in everything. So I guess one of the guys, he was found hogtied in a trunk with his throat slit.
God damn.
A couple years later. And the other one died from AIDS in the 80s. Slowly. I know you're trying not to laugh. No. And mind you, they telling me this back. My grandmother, his entire family had a front seat to this. They saw everything.
I know they were like,
this lady who was friends with my auntie, and this is so messy because again, she actually my cousin's aunt. Her brother has a baby with. She's actually not kin, but she's one of my cousins. Is her kin. She was dating one of the dudes who died. I can't remember which one. She was dating him, but she was friends with my auntie because again, the whole hood know each other, and again, everyone knew. So it was like she kept fucking with him. She eventually fell down the stairs and broke her neck and died. I'm not lying. And and this is, what the gag is, old black people, when they be sitting at the table smoking a cigarette, my auntie be smoking them long ass, but just yes, she fell down the stairs, broke her neck and died. That's your cousin. That's your cousin, auntie.
She was all bent up when she was there. Neck was all twisted.
They killed my brother. That's what they got.
That's what she get.
That's what they come.
I tell you, this is why you ain't supposed to mess with her. Gotta dust that ass.
Like, shout out to my auntie Pam. she gonna dust that ass, child.
I always wanted to smoke cigarettes growing up.
No, you want to hear what's so in California, Virginia Slims, menthols are outlawed because they outlawed the vapes. They're illegal. Don't come get me, police. I be smuggling when I go home. I gotta go. Please bring me a pack. Bring me 10 packs of Virginia Slim menthol.
I used to want to smoke cigarettes so bad because it was something so...
It's sexy.
Something about that little flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick. Bing, bing. Darling.
That's how I feel when I occasionally...
Then I realize they stink.
Well, that's why I occasionally do enjoy a black and mild.
Because you're ghetto.
I just told you, family lord, that you should have picked that up, child.
Further confirmation.
But like the black and milds, they smell kind of fruity. They don't smell. They're not necessarily. They have a distinct smell. You know, it's a black.
It's a black round here.
That's how I like my
Who
men.
got a black? Yes. Mecca, please.
I like my men and my coffee and my black. Like I like my mild.
Black and milds, they always remind me of my cousin Squirky.
We just saying everybody names today. Hey, Squirky.
Fun fact, I don't know that man's real name.
I made a TikTok about this when everyone was talking about their cousin's real name. I thought, like I said, my grandmother's name's Lollipop.
So many. Let's name some of our... Let's go through the list of some of our family nicknames. So we got Squirky.
Lollipop.
Pokey.
Bambi.
Pussy.
Gee-wee.
Tootie.
Bigfoot Slim. And that's really the most out of pocket of all because I love my Uncle Bigfoot Slim, child. And my dumb ass was really Uncle Bigfoot Slim. They said that is not that nigga real name.
We got Noodle.
Noodle. I don't even got nothing to say to that. They call my my cousin just had a baby, Grandma. Because she looks just like our grandmother. She giving me a run for my money, child. Ain't nobody came out looking like that lady since me. And also they dressed her up as Grandma for her first Halloween. So her name's Amani, but we call her Grandma.
We have Tang-Tang.
Tang-Tang.
Which is actually my nickname.
Tang-Tang. I mean, I don't even...
I hate it so bad.
That is...
I know I'm in Beaumont when I hear Tang-Tang! Ah!
What is the origins of that?
Okay, so there was this drink back in the day that older people would drink named Tang.
Okay. Oh, Tang.
Yeah.
You're not saying tank with a K. You're saying
Tang.
Tang.
Tang. Yeah. Why it was doubled, I don't know. I guess that's just how we do it. I think just because my energy was always so bright and tangy. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. We have Lee baby because he is Lee the third. So they got Lee Senior, Lee Junior, Lee baby. But okay.
Yeah.
Tang. I don't have a nickname. They call me Mac.
Mecca Lou.
I do get called Lou. Like just straight Lou, which is very southern. Lou. Please, guys.
Lou.
I do think that's a sign that I am around my family. Hey, Lou. Okay. My dad's nickname is Freddie Snow or Snow because he's white as snow.
Okay.
You see what's happening? Just genes working, how they work. Darrington does not have a nickname. D-Sweat.
Jelani's, well, Jelani has a few. Well, he has two, but his main nickname growing up, and we still call him to this day, Buddy.
Buddy. Everyone knows Jelani's Buddy.
Yeah. But do you know where that comes from?
Is it Chucky?
No.
Because he was a Buddy doll?
But it is from the doll. But it was from an old Levi's commercial, the Buddy Lee doll.
Okay.
And it's like he kind of like resembled that doll, so we've always called him
Buddy.
But they used to call him like Buddy Lee, like the whole thing, but it just kind of shortened to Buddy. And now Noah calls him Uncle Buddy.
Noah calls him Uncle Buddy.
Mhm.
I think that's so cute. Like
Uncle Buddy. Sometimes I forget like we're around other people and I'll like call him Buddy, and it's like I don't know if he hates it. I mean, I just told all of America
because I definitely have even myself called Jelani Buddy. Y'all call him it so freely in y'all house that it's like, oh, okay, well, Buddy, hello. Yeah. I know well enough not to. I wouldn't call him that in public.
I'd never know well enough. Now, we have Thesta.
Who is that? Was that Bubble Face?
We have Bubble Face.
I've been around too long because I just say Bubble Face, child.
I don't know if Thesta would want me to out her.
Is that her real name or is that her nick? No.
It has no correlation. I actually don't know where the hell it comes from.
That's crazy.
Bowie.
We have a Moo. I don't know who that is, but I just hear that name a lot, Moo. We have a Loncy, but his name is like Lonzo. Jiwi, because the name is Baba G. You get it?
I don't know. I love being black.
My auntie, we call her TT, unironically, but those are her actual initials.
We also have a TT.
But I like her Tracy Taylor. So it's like also, okay, TT. Like
we just black, so it's just TT. Do white people like nickname?
I don't know.
Honestly, I didn't know white people had cousins till high school.
I've never thought really deeply into it.
No, because I never heard a white person even reference cousin. And like, I'm like,
this is actually not to sound like this. I have done, and obviously years ago, a deep dive on why that is. TikTok did a deep dive on why that is.
They're not very close to their...
No. It's because white Americans specifically are more individualistic.
They are.
Nuclear family. Whereas Black people, even when if you look at like all the diasporas and then obviously byproduct of slavery, we are very like communal. And at least we've kept that, which is why you have a bunch of people living in one house and all this type of stuff, these nicknames. And you can know people like, again, as my parents are older, so I have a lot of cousins who they're not my direct cousins, like what I was talking about.
Right, we'll claim second and thirds.
No, I mean,
white people barely claim the first.
Absolutely, like it's never been you're my second or third cousin. It's been like, I mean, this is my cousin. Pigfoot Slim, his granddaughter. I went to high school with her, and she went to Hampton, Courtney, and that's my dad's first cousin. Like their moms are sisters, so it's just kind of like
Yeah, white people are interesting. They kind of just were like,
it's like, do you even know your?
It's like, so what do y'all do for Thanksgiving? Just them and the dog, and their green bean casserole. Have you ever eaten that bullshit? I never will. You like it, don't you, bitch? You fucking like it? You fucking dirty ass nasty bitch! You eat green bean casserole?
No, wait, Jamila. You know my ex is biracial. I swear. Listen, I'm gonna be transparent.
Mind you, this is dropping on Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys are listening at the table.
My ex is biracial. His daddy's white.
Yes,
and that was definitely a we don't see color household. Even though
there's multiple coloreds.
Oh yes,
sitting at the table.
We didn't. The world was burning. The COVID was happening. They were shooting Black people down in the street, and we weren't talking about it. He said, no, it was not to sound like this. And I've said this on TikTok. My ex has like 5 brothers. They all clearly are like light-skinned niggas. Like they look Black. So at that point in time, it was his brother. He had like locks and was dating a white bitch who was pro-Trump. It was a lot going. And then the oldest brother was married to a Black girl. It was me sitting there in my colored wigs.
Just a rainbow.
And granddaddy married to an Asian woman. Because his grandmother passed away. Like, it was just so much. It's like a rainbow home. They don't see color.
Rainbow coalition.
But since they don't see color, we're not talking about the issues that are going on outside. The white bitch who's pro-Trump is saying crazy shit at the table. I'm making eye contact with his sister-in-law. He's squeezing my knee because he's trying to get me not to say shit.
Yeah, because I'm
in the midst of that, we eating green bean casserole, which I'll be honest was not bad. It really wasn't, child. Shout out his stepmom. His stepmom Black. She made it. That was the crazy part.
Well, she dates whites, so.
Well, she's married to one. But I really did. I remember telling him, he thought it was funny at the time. I said, I thought this was a stereotype.
I thought it was a joke.
Like genuinely, and when people be like, oh, you're mixed, you gotta be mixed. This is how Black I am. I thought green bean casserole was a joke. Black
it was a
people
joke
had
that
made
we
up
made
about
up
white
to be
people.
funny because that's the type of shit we would say.
I was sitting there in 2019, full on in my 20s, in front of a green bean casserole.
You're eating it.
Like, oh, it's not bad. She would make, and what's crazy is I had several casseroles during that point in time. I've also had tuna.
What the fuck?
I didn't like tuna as much as I like the green bean.
What the hell is in a tuna cap? You just made my stomach flip. Like, I'm not even joking. It said bloop.
So the green bean casserole is green beans, cream of mushroom. Sometimes they put bacon in it. Sometimes they don't. And they put I think it's one more ingredient, maybe flour, egg to make it stick. I can't remember. And then they put the crushed onions, dried out onions on top to make it crunchy.
That sounds horrible.
Really?
That sounds disgusting.
Jamila!
And you just lapping it up at your Rainbow Coalition meeting. This is delicious.
It was healthy. It was green beans.
I like my greens. I like my greens. I want my collards. I'm a collard eating bitch.
Like ham hocks.
I like ham hock and turkey neck and my collards. Yeah.
Okay. You said you don't want a turkey neck. You want a ham hock.
I like a ham hock.
I prefer a turkey neck.
I come from the deep south where we eat pork. I am so sorry to my only the fine Muslim brothers. Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to put that ham hock in my collard greens.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Sorry, starting to hit. Shout out to Bel Air. They sent me a box of this when I hit 500K on TikTok. So this is their rosé that we're sipping on right now.
Pretty good. I don't usually like rosé.
Oh no, I think it's really sweet. They also sent me a blue one that looks kind of like hypnotic.
I've seen that one.
But they said it was Rick Ross's, so I'm not sure. That's what they said on TikTok.
Interesting.
So basically, back to what I was saying, my family, obviously being from Louisiana, will eat anything initially. So I grew up. Do you eat chitlins?
I don't eat chitlins. I'm not that country. My daddy, I think he's tried it, but I don't think even he liked it. Now my grandmother, God rest her soul, used to bust down them chitlins.
No, so I used to eat chitlins when I was a kid.
You know they got the booty hole part in the chitlins too.
Well, I was eating ass.
Eating ass. And well.
Yeah, so basically I don't eat them anymore. The last time I decided I was done with chitlins around the time I was 12, 13 in middle school.
So did you stop because you came to the realization that you was eating ass, or did you stop because you didn't like
honestly,
them?
Yeah, basically I feel like if you grow up, we're going into Thanksgiving, this is actually going to drop on Thanksgiving, and what's normalized in your family, when you really start learning what shit is, like I just never, they stink.
Did you like them when you were eating them?
I would drown them in hot sauce. And I feel like with chitlins, it's more of like a texture thing. Like if you're okay with the texture.
What was the texture? Describe it for me.
It's like chewy. It is the intestines. So it's a bit chewy. It's just, and if you put it, they do season it.
It always gave like slimy, slithery. Is
it
slimy, slithery?
Yeah. Like if you can do an oyster.
I've never even tried an oyster because I'm scared of an oyster. Scared of an oyster.
Okay. So then I wouldn't even know how to explain it. But I guess the sliminess of like an oyster would be the same. My family definitely they make chitlins on the holidays. Okay. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
A lot of Black Southern people still bust down a pot of chitlins. You go on Walmart in Houston, they got it. Yeah, it's holiday season, so they got it stored up. And then you got the people who want to get real fancy and will buy the chitlins straight from the farm.
You gotta de-shit it.
Well, it's niggas. It's a hierarchy. Oh, y'all get y'all chitlins from Walmart. We get our chitlins from over here. Yeah. It's a thing. Matter of fact, my business partner and sister, Ashley, shout out Ashley, she made chitlins last year. Dejanay still eats chitlins. I've never seen anyone do this. Ashley has seasoned her chitlins with onions, cilantro, and scallions. I never seen it in there, and I didn't eat none. We tried to get Lil Moms to taste it because she's half white. She ain't never heard of no chitlins, and she was just like, "What? Taste it?
No. You need this in your bloodline. You need a bit of this.
This is doo-doo. Oh my God." She didn't end up eating it, but Dejanay ate it, and she's like, "I've never had chitlins made this way, and they are very good." Because obviously, like when you put the Trinity in anything, it's gonna make it better. But that's happened last year.
Do you eat the chitlin with the cracker, with the rice? How do you?
Well, no, you eat it in a bowl like cereal.
Ass soup?
Yes. And you drown it in Crystal and Louisiana hot sauce.
I knew bitches was loony when I seen a bitch make vegan chitlins. Bitch, how you craving ass that bad?
What did she even use?
I don't even remember because I was so appalled. I said, hold the fuck on, bitch.
She had to have used like dragon fruit or something.
I don't know what the fuck she used, but she said, you know, she had been, you know, when vegans get to craving shit, you know, they get to craving meat and stuff, so they start making bullshit into meat. You know, they be putting fake bones in a piece of fake chicken and shit. So she's like,
wrapping a whole bunch of flour and water.
Just bullshit. She's like, I've been craving chitlins. You crave ass?
That's what that nigga.
I was gonna say, I said, well.
That's what that made him off.
With a man I know. Yeah, that shit is disgusting. I just can't, like, the way it looks. Like, for me, I'm a looks person, so that's honestly why I haven't had oysters too, because the way oysters look. Now, I ain't gonna lie, them little Rockefeller bullshits, the one where they fry them, shit, that do look good, but I'm still scared I'm not gonna like it, because Jelani told me he don't think I would like the texture, and Jelani knows me. You know, we're twins.
Yeah. No, so if you're a texture person, as you are, I don't think oysters are like, it's a texture thing. I think with the
I like all other seafood. I feel like I have to like oysters. Like, I have to.
I don't. Well, the cooked, you might like cooked.
I might like the cooked ones. Is the texture a little bit different, a little bit more firm?
Yeah, I mean, anything when it gets cooked up is firmer.
Okay, because I know them slimy bullshits. He said it gives snot.
Yes. No, but exactly, slime. So let's get into other Black Thanksgiving food. What is your food? We're making seafood this year.
Oh.
You're trying to change it up?
Okay. I actually live and crave Thanksgiving food yearly. Because I'm a real Southern Black. I grew up eating that type of shit, like, honestly, all the time. And so once I grew up, especially moved out on my own, like, obviously I'm not making collard greens every week. I'm not making mac and cheese. I haven't had mac and cheese in a very long time. I don't eat this stuff very often now.
Yeah.
So I'm like so excited. Like, my mouth is
Little Mom's favorite food is mac and cheese.
Ooh. So you're not gonna do a little mac with the lop?
Yeah, I want to do a little seafood mac.
Okay. Ooh, I don't care for seafood mac.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, it's just like, where's a piece of lobster meat in my mac?
And a piece of shrimp too.
No. And now that we're talking about mac and cheese, I know we ran this conversation
hold
through
up
the
to the ground.
mud.
But before you say anything, I've seen you make mac and cheese. I already know. To the people slandering putting an egg in mac and cheese, I want you to know you ain't right.
You wasn't raised right.
You wasn't raised correctly. Now I'm not saying put 3-4 eggs, make scrambled eggs in your mac and cheese.
And that's
but you need something to make it stick together.
And let me tell you why y'all don't like eggs in y'all mac and cheese. I'm gonna clock y'all real bad. I'm gonna clock y'all putting it in when everything is hot. You're scrambling the eggs first. You worried about curdle. You putting the eggs in too soon.
Yeah, and it's hot. It's gonna cook. It's
cooking. That's why y'all don't like it.
You have to put it in. And you know what I've learned over the years, because I've gotten so good that my family made mac and cheese for holidays. If you want it to be moist without having to put a whole bunch of milk and shit in it, before you put the cheese and the roux and the shit in it, while the noodles are still hot, first of all, I'll boil my noodles in chicken broth so that they already have some type of flavor, unsalted, because cheese itself is already salty. I'm giving y'all some secrets right now.
They don't know that the cheese
is salty.
They don't know that the cheese
Y'all don't know that the sharp cheddar,
that sharp is
salty.
That sharp is salt.
Unsalted chicken broth. That's what you boil the noodles in. You make them while they are still hot. You put a couple dollops of sour cream in there.
Yes.
It really...
Or you could do mayonnaise as well.
You could do mayonnaise or sour cream. Sometimes I've done cream cheese. I actually do prefer, because the cream cheese is more of like what you want if you want to add to the roux. The sour cream really makes it really moist. It makes it incredibly moist. You add all your cheeses in there.
And let me say this. Why are y'all seasoning the mac and cheese like it's a brisket?
Oh, let's talk about it.
Why is the seasoning
we don't have to talk about pop culture this week. We actually don't really have anything to talk about. But
that's insane.
We could just talk about how y'all be cooking crazy.
Why the fuck are you? What are we doing?
All that damn. That's why you boiling the chicken broth. If you wanted to have some flavor, but cheese itself is already.
It's supposed to taste like cheese.
It's supposed to taste like cheese. Like y'all want it to taste like chicken. And then if you do the seafood mac, I'm coming from a Baltimore DMV perspective. Throw some Old Bay in there if you want to give it a seafood effect. But outside of that, baby, I don't know what y'all seasoning.
And what y'all don't know, because I am a food connoisseur. I live and breathe and eat food, literally. Black pepper will take you a long way with mac and cheese, because black pepper enhances the flavor of the cheese. It brings out the flavor and the sharpness and the coldness and the jockness of the cheese. You just need a little bit of black pepper. If you want to be freshly cracked It makes it delicious. Y'all are in here putting fucking, I don't even know, gumbo filet in your
Tony
fucking mac and cheese.
Satchery.
Relax.
They want to put blackened Cajun Tony Satchery, slap your mama.
Now, I will say, my grandmother did used to put a sprinkle, just a
Slap your
sprinkle of cayenne pepper in that mac and cheese.
make it
and
spicy.
So good.
This is something that I really believe, and I have talked about this on TikTok before. If you have been exposed to diasporas of Black outside of Black America, now we can get into the history as to why our food is so salty. We were given the scraps. We had to make that cover that nasty ass rotten taste.
Right.
But if you are, you know, maybe you have people from African countries in your family, people from Caribbean countries in your family, get into the spices.
They don't know about spices.
They don't know about spices.
Spices and peppers.
How you just said cayenne, you don't need nothing that is
cayenne
salt.
pepper. They don't use cayenne.
They don't use cayenne.
They don't even know cayenne exists.
A lot of people are using salt-based seasonings that are salt mixed with cayenne and a whole bunch of other shit.
Now you have high blood pressure.
Now your cholesterol's through the roof, beloved.
Big mama, your arm.
It's gonna get amputated.
It's off.
It's gone.
Read the label.
Yeah, no, I definitely, that is my desire for Black Americans to learn a little bit more about spices and aromas and like actual flavoring. And then once you get real good, you can add that kosher in yourself. Yeah.
Yes. How do you like your greens? If you say sweet, I'll end this podcast today.
On my life, I didn't even know people ate sweet
They
greens.
do.
I've never heard
when
of
I
that.
tell you, the first time I tasted it, I said, oh my gosh, something happened. I'm thinking I spilled some banana pudding in my collard greens.
Like it was touching.
Right. Maybe I'm had to mess up. It's me.
Where they do that at?
A few places. Mind you, I think it's a Midwest thing. I'm going to blame everything on the Midwest because I just believe something is going on in those waters.
My mom from Evanston. But you know, they Midwest do stuff a little different. They make a whole bunch of weird salads.
It's
with marshmallows and mayonnaise and sugar and shit.
I don't trust Midwesterners.
You know, you
shout out to Meech and Sway.
This John is tripping.
Hey, John. You know, I really was perfecting my Philly accent, though. I really have been perfecting my Philly. I love a Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what I put on my Philly, though, because I don't know what they do in Philly, but this is how I like my Philly.
Yeah.
Fuck them mushrooms. Don't put mushrooms in none of my shit.
You don't like mushrooms?
Fuck mushrooms.
I like mushrooms.
I can't stand. I don't even like the sight of a mushroom. I like my Philly steak with my extra provolone because I'm a cheesy bitch.
Yeah, I like that.
Mayonnaise.
Fry it so it's crispy.
Hello?
Exactly.
Right. Mayonnaise. A little bit of mustard.
Okay.
Hot sauce. Texas Pete.
No, but okay.
Yes.
Texas Pete not even really hot.
And that's why I like it because it's flavorful.
Okay.
And you give just enough bit of spice with flavor. Texas Pete is the supreme. It is.
Well, no, but you know.
Yes. No. And when I need my collard greens, I need a dash of Texas Pete.
I think collard greens call for crystal. Louisiana, if you don't have crystal. That's what collard greens call for. To say that Texas Pete is better than Crystal hot sauce, Jamila, is incredibly inaccurate. It just simply is.
Texas Pete is the supreme. It has the flavor.
Jamila, you see my shit. I have a hot sauce shelf. And I be having every culture. That's why when they was mad at telling us, fuck y'all for putting all the hot sauce on the pho.
And one thing about it,
I'm putting that chili and sriracha all up in it, baby.
I'm putting everything in it.
And I have the proper hot sauces for everyone's cuisine.
I might get some today. I don't know. Like, what? Yeah, they was really tripping about that. But no, I'm a Texas Pete girl down. I mean, like, Louisiana's cute, but she's just not my favorite. Crystal's cute. Like, no shade to Chris. I'm a Texas Pete girl. I'm a Texas Pete girl down.
You don't want real spice. You say you like it because it's not that hot. So, even though it's called hot sauce.
Do you do dressing?
Sabrina is a dressing person. So, usually what happens, especially since we've been in Texas, she makes she'll make a little thing of dressing. I will get maybe just because it's Thanksgiving, but it's always like a little bit, and I never really finish it. I'm not a dressing girl.
My controversial take is that if you don't like dressing, your family can't cook. I don't know.
No, what's crazy is my grandmother
maybe you haven't had the right.
No, my grandmother makes excellent dressing, actually. Like, that's what I'm saying. I can acknowledge, like, I can definitely taste someone's dressing and be like, this is good dressing.
But you're not.
But I'm not.
Is it the texture?
I'm just not a bread person. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're the
It's pretty
like
bready.
it's bread.
It's
like
bready.
I don't eat a lot of bread in general.
I'm a bread girl down.
Like, I'm not a pasta person.
I'm stopping.
Right. No. Well, I will say when we go to the restaurant, bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
I love a bread and butter. I love a good roll.
Yes.
I love the cornbread on a holiday. I'm not cornbread every Sunday.
Okay.
But bread in general, you know how some people are like, oh my God, I just love bread. No, I don't like pasta for that. Well, I do like pasta. Let me not say that. I'm not a pasta lady. It's not my preferred. You know how people be like, I can eat pasta every day.
I can.
Yeah.
Something about
That's how Little Moms is.
Wow.
I had to make so much pasta in the past year.
It's so good. Pasta in a sauce, a noodle in a sauce.
That's just not me.
Wow.
But I can appreciate a good dressing. That's what I'm saying. I can tell when a dressing's good. I'm just not ready.
The way I like to eat my Thanksgiving meal. Oh.
Are you getting, is your mouth watering? It's
No. I'm getting hungry. I like to get ham and turkey. But what I put my turkey on top of my dressing with gravy as well as the cranberry sauce.
Is
so
the gravy from the can or did you make it from scratch?
Gravy is always from scratch, baby. We don't do canned. Only thing we do canned is the cranberry sauce. I need that canned cranberry.
Like when I go to people's houses and the cranberry is homemade.
Fuck that bullshit. Don't ever make homemade cranberry sauce.
Always
I need
nasty.
the gelatin and I need it to
Yeah, I want the crazy.
I need it to plop out.
Yeah, it needs to plop out of the can and we just slice it
I
up.
need slices. And I need the perfect circle. And I like to get a specific bite. The bite is you get dressed in a little bit of turkey gravy and cranberry sauce. That's a bite. Follow it up with greens because the greens wash it down.
That's a bite.
And then I go in with my mac and cheese and candied yams.
Okay.
And I follow it up and I sop it all up with a piece of bun roll.
You have yet to mention the desserts. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Wait, pause. Did we mention all the foods? So we didn't say turkey.
Yams. How do you like your yams?
That's what I wanted to say. I said desserts.
I do a sweet potato souffle.
Is that with the marshmallows on top?
Yes.
I don't.
It's
too much sugar for me now.
I'm almost 30. And then when the marshmallows get a little crispy on top, it's like a little crunch.
It's too much.
Just scrape that part off.
No, I do.
Okay.
I do. Like that's how my family makes it, and I simply scrape it off.
I love a souffle. It's nice and perfectly creamy. Me and Jelani was talking about this. I don't prefer the candied yams because a lot of the times people undercook them. Number one. And then you bite into the candied yam, and sometimes inside of the candied yam, that flavor is not inside.
Well, here's the thing. People make their chunks too big.
Too big a chunk.
That when you see that big ass slice, that is already not going to most likely be cooked all the way through. And if it is cooked all the way through, you're going to experience what you're talking about when you bite into it. It's going to be too potatoey. Now, I do like, we eat yams in my house. We will eat yams all year round. Not candied. But you get me, like we eat yams. So and my mom would make yams and maybe you put like a little bit of butter, brown sugar over it. It's just it doesn't have to be super sweet like on Thanksgiving. So I actually prefer a more of a candied yam situation versus a souffle. I don't like it when it's all the way mashed up. I want more of a chopped.
You like a chunk.
Like a chunk. I want to know I'm eating a yam.
You're a chewer.
I am a chewer.
You're a chewer. Chewing down.
I
love a smooth souffle. And then it just meshes right, and it just scoops right well with that mac and cheese that's not runny because we use an egg.
Not that cheese soup y'all making that I saw on TikTok.
I don't want mac soup. I want a congealed casserole because a lot of the ladies don't know that mac and cheese is technically a casserole.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And that's what they don't understand. So when you're making roux and sweet and all these soupy, swoopy, whoopy, whoopies, so you've changed the dish. You've changed the dish.
You've just made it what you want. Like you've tailored it to your family.
This is Kraft stovetop mac.
And honestly, let's talk about that. I think that's because so many people grew up eating Kraft and Kraft has a cult following.
And I like Kraft. I'm a Kraft eater.
I will say my father loved Kraft down.
I love Kraft, but I don't call Kraft mac and cheese. I call it Kraft.
It's Kraft.
Exactly.
It's Kraft.
Exactly.
The way my daddy used to eat Kraft mac and cheese, just cause.
It's good.
It is good.
Processed cheese. I love it.
Velveeta from time to time. I love a nacho. And them ain't real Mexican nachos, but I will eat it. Yeah, it's good. Dessert.
Banana pudding.
I would say that's my favorite. I'm about to show how old and black and Southern my family is. 7-Up cake.
I haven't had a 7-Up cake in a long time.
I'm not going home this year. Obviously, I'm going to be here. But I really do want to start kind of make. My grandmother used to make it all the time. Also, we used to make a lot of German chocolate cake.
My grandmother has a German chocolate cake recipe that I always make, but I never use the icing because I don't like the coconut icing. So I'll do clock in. I will do a coffee icing that I've made and developed from scratch. Let me tell you how to make it. It's very simple. Powdered sugar, a little bit of milk or heavy whipping cream, cocoa powder, and a smidget of coffee. When I tell you,
it sounds like
it's delicious, and it's a very thin icing that you just kind of glaze.
No, it's almost like a glaze.
It's a glazing.
The German chocolate cake is already a lot.
It's already sweet as fuck.
Yeah.
So just do a glazing, and when I tell you that little bit of hint of coffee with that German chocolate cake, my God.
Okay.
Delicious.
I love a banana pudding very bad, and I grew up. We made actual banana pudding in my house. I'm gonna clock y'all tea.
Please clock
y'all tea. It wasn't until I got grown and had that Cool Whip bullshit y'all be making. I said, "What is this? This tastes like whipped cream." Someone said, "This banana pudding." No, this is where's the bananas? Oh, I don't like bananas in my banana pudding.
A lot of the girls are not putting. And mind you, I'm not a banana eater, but bananas do have to be in the banana pudding.
To be in the pudding.
That's law.
And you ever
tried to make a banana pudding with strawberries in it as well? It busts.
It's good.
It's really good.
No, so the way my father would make the banana pudding, he would make actual pudding, banana, and he would do it from scratch. So he wouldn't even buy the banana flavored gelatin pudding. He would buy regular vanilla pudding, and he would literally from scratch boil the bananas. We would let all these bananas get ripe because it's like his banana pudding was so good that it would be like that's what people would request from him. He'd boil them from scratch. He'd let the ripest bananas, because the riper the banana, the sweeter it's going to be. So the ripest banana is going to be the one that's going to flavor the actual pudding itself. Yes. Boil it, do all the things you do, break it down. That's what you mix with the pudding. Get all, and it's kind of tedious because you have to get all the chunks out. Now, back in the day, he was using everything from hand. You could probably put that shit in the blender now and make sure everything is smooth and make the process very easy. But he literally used to pick up the pieces of chunks of banana. Then you turn around, let that pudding set, follow me, cut your bananas up, do what you need to do, line the pan. Now, depending on the event, because them crackers, them cookies matter. Them wafers matter.
The wafers matter.
What's them fancy ones they be using?
I don't
the
mind
fancy
them,
shortbread.
But do you like the banana pudding to sit, or do you like it right away?
No, I like it to sit. And what I personally like, I like a combination. Combination. Madness and badness.
Yes.
I want it to sit. So the wafers on the bottom, the cookies on the bottom, I want those soft.
Oh, you're a soggy cookie eater.
But I want to be able to add actual crunch on the top.
I need to have a little bit of crunch in my banana
because I do like that base being soft and giving like But I do want
I need a little bit of crunch because I love a texture.
That's how he would do it.
It's like a game.
No, it's a game. You're getting a lot. That's why, and that's how he would do it. He would do that, and then you let everything else rest. And right before you leave, go to the event, you have to line the top with the hard cookies.
Sweet potato pie.
Classic.
Whipped cream on top.
Of course.
Exactly. We keep it very simple for our desserts.
Ice cream, if you're being big back.
Absolutely.
You can.
And I'll pop that bitch in the microwave.
Come on, somebody. Fresh out the oven.
Fresh out. With a scoop.
I wanted to melt a little bit of ice cream that I have. That same thing with the 7-Up cake. 7-Up cake is pound cake, just to be clear. It's just the difference is instead of milk, you use 7-Up or something like that. But like any type of pound cake and vanilla ice cream.
Yes. Oh,
what are the other desserts on Thanksgiving?
I feel like Thanksgiving desserts are very chill. Like you keep your standards. I feel like German chocolate, and then my mom likes a pecan pie. I'm not a pecan pie eater. I don't fuck with pecans.
Either.
Pecans taste like trees.
No. Well, I like the pecan ice cream.
I just recently tried butter pecan, but I was spitting the pecans out. But the ice cream flavor
I like
is
a
good.
nut. Both kinds. But
as do I.
We're
going to take a break and we'll be right back. And we're back.
And we're going to go into our segment spin-its. where we give you our PR hot takes on your messiest and just low down, dirty, disgusting, crazy situations.
Yes.
And we will wanted to give full disclosure. It might be unhinged and
Yes.
it might be immoral, the advice we give you, but it will get you out your pickle dick.
It will.
So what do we have this week, Jamila?
Alrighty, getting straight into it. My husband and I are going through a divorce. We are separated but still living in the same house, trying to navigate through the emotions around separation. While most of my friends don't know about me getting a divorce, a few do. About 10 years ago, what started as a friendship with a woman, I would consider my good friend, her husband and my husband became friends, and we would all hang out over the years. So now that you have the context, I would often talk to her husband and she would talk to mine. Now that I'm going through this hurt and pain, my friend hasn't reached out to me. At some points, I've reached out to her asking if my ex-husband have told her about me or told her about the separation. She said no. I have cried and expressed my hurt and pain to my friend only for her to never reach out or check on me since, but is still communicating with my husband. Should I feel some type of way about this? I feel this is fucked up. I want to fuck her husband. I want to fuck her husband so she can see how it feels to disregard people's feelings.
Okay.
So it's giving she's fucking your husband.
I was going, come on, lady. I was going to say, well,
let's
it
start
seems
there.
she's already ahead of you there.
Yeah.
Because
if she's talking to your husband without you and without her husband, they're fucking.
Wait, is the friend and her husband still together?
It's giving, because she keeps saying her friend and her husband. So it's giving her friend and her husband are still together. She said, I want to fuck her husband. So I don't think they're going through a divorce.
So I guess where we would come in.
Yes.
Now we gotta help you. We gotta help her break that she's getting divorced to people.
Right.
While also basically confronting this lady.
Yes.
And making it so this lady can't say this bitch ran down on me.
Right. But what it's also giving is, it doesn't seem that you care about the friendship. Because if you cared about the friendship, you wouldn't be worried about a get back. You would be kind of like, how do I mend my friendship? So
well, I think the get back is coming from the fact that they are friends. Do you get what I'm saying? But divorces are so sticky in that way.
And messy.
You have to pick a lot of times. You pick sides, which is why side pivot. His friends are never your friends. Your friends are never his friends.
You're never
you
really friends with his friends.
Remember that you never have to worry about this during divorces. Yes. Let's get back to what we're talking about.
But it seems like they met them together.
Okay, so it's maybe like a couple, like a married couple friendship.
Yeah, I guess y'all met in some type of marriage boot camp or whatever the fuck y'all meet married couples in.
Marriage boot camp.
Met them at the bars. It's like, hey, y'all are married. We're married. Let's be friends.
So what I would do? She's not answering your phone. Do you know where she lives? Do you have your ex-husband's location? Are you still on good talking terms with your ex-husband?
Clearly, because how would you know that they're still talking? And if y'all are going through divorce, y'all still have to have some level of communication.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, the next time they meet up in person, pop up. Not even pop,
because that will have her looking crazy.
You're already going through a divorce. And I don't think she wants I don't think she wants this friendship to last. Because this was a married friendship. You're no longer about to be married.
Wait, go back. I felt like she wanted the friendship.
Let me see. At some point, I reached out to her asking if my ex-husband had told her about the separation. She said no. I cried and expressed my hurt and pain to my friend, only for her to never reach out or to check on me. But it's still in communication with my husband. Should I feel some type of way about this? Yes. I feel it's fucked up. So yeah, you should feel some type of way. And she said, I want to fuck her husband. If you want to fuck your husband, you don't want to be her friend anymore.
Okay.
So that's why I got
this is my thing. How are we going to get you to fuck her husband? So what I think.
Do you want her to fuck her husband?
It's kind of fucked up what the friend is doing.
It is. I say fuck her husband.
If you're gonna choose sides, just be transparent about it.
Right. And if we're choosing sides, I choose your husband.
That's fair.
So I feel like if she's still talking, because she's fucking your husband, like, let's put that on the table.
You think she's fucking the husband?
Well, she's communicating without her, and you're.
Well, I was gonna say because I will relate everything back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get back into Candy Todd, Phaedra Bala.
Perfect
example.
Scenario.
I didn't go straight into she's fucking your husband. That I instantly was like, the husband.
But she's avoiding her.
So that's why I'm saying the husband, you know how sometimes the husbands are more friends than y'all are.
Yes.
And the husbands have decided we want to stay friends, like Todd and Apollo.
Right.
which was obviously in Candy Phaedrus because they was really good friends too as well. But now it puts the Candy in the situation. She's just avoiding you. Not necessarily because she's fucking your husband, but because as a unit, they have chose a side. And since she was your friend, quotations, air quotations, she can't necessarily be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the convolutedness of it.
So it may not be possible to fuck the husband because the husband might not be on your side.
The husband, you fucking her husband might not even be the issue. She might not even be fucking your husband. It's just a matter of these people said, y'all breaking up and we want to go over here.
Yeah.
But what I would do is confirm that. What I would do is absolutely pop up to maybe somewhere y'all used to frequent as like a double date. See if they're still in those spots. See if they're still doing what they need to do. I mean, honestly, we could pull from the Real Housewives of Atlanta playbook at this point. Just talk about the Apollo situation.
You can also plan a party.
You could plan a party and
invite everyone. And it can't just be a random party because random parties people can dub. But if you plan a party that is centered around a certain thing, it's like, I can't miss this because it's a housewarming or whatever. Plan a party that has to do with a specific event in your life.
Right.
That way they feel the need to come over. Then you can always pull bitches to the side. Hey, I
love a good to the side situation.
Let me talk to you.
What's going on?
And then let her know what you're feeling.
You think she'll actually come though?
If she didn't know the husband was going to be there. I think she's under the impression that they don't know that they're getting a divorce. But I think at this point, considering there's been a shift,
I was going to say, if she's talking to your husband strictly, then they know that you're getting a divorce.
They may not know all the details, but they know something.
They're just
I think if you kind of make it like, oh, this is just a me thing to celebrate my whatever, because y'all have not had a direct conversation or y'all have not had any confrontation, they can't ice you out completely for an important event.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to pull up.
I think I know about myself is I be thinking I'm crazy because this would cause me to stop talking to someone. And I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd be like, oh, well, but you're weird.
I wouldn't be like, let me fuck your husband. Cause I mean, unless that's, have you always been wanting to fuck her husband? Now that's another question. Because if you've always been wanting to fuck her husband, then now is your chance because you're getting a divorce. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Now you're still a homewrecker, but
home squatter.
But it's good. Clock it.
Squatter.
Because
you can't wreck a home you was invited into.
Well.
But you are squatting in another bitch's place.
You're squatting. So it just depends.
Shout out to Shania,
sometimes when you're in
Ari,
a breakup.
Cynthia, Liz Taylor, Brene. Who else? We got a whole bunch of homewreckers. Tuna, Tania. Home squatting has been really popular the last couple.
Are you a home squatter?
Not at all.
Have you ever home squatted?
No. Have I? I'm trying to, you saying that like.
I was wondering.
No. I will be transparent and say that me and Sabrina went to the club one time. We went to El Rey's in DC. The pictures, goddamn. We met these men and they were a two-piece, they were older. And Sabrina was really feeling her. I was really feeling this is when we used to get anybody's car, girl. And I noticed that he had on a wedding ring. But I didn't even peep it. Shantae did because she was with us. You get what I'm saying? Because
that's a home. That's a home.
Wait. Let me give you actual tea. We're going off track, but look, we're outside. You know how you walk in with your friends, and these are older fellas. Like they were definitely in their late 30s. Oh my God, y'all are beautiful. Come over here, sit down. We got drinks. They had the big ass pictures. Bitch, we got so drunk. And they, choosing up. So Sabrina's talking to hers. There's 3 of us. There's 2 of them. Shantae's over there just chilling. The one sitting across from me is talking to me in my face. I'm so lit. I don't have my glasses on. Clock it. I can't see. I'm just like, oh, da, da, da. Shantae from across the table, because she sat next to me. Is that a wedding ring?
Oh. The band.
He look at his homeboy. His homeboy look at him. He like, it's complicated. You know how niggas do.
And they're lying.
They're lying.
Always lying.
This is when I was really on my 10. Now, if this is home squatting, that night I did home squat. I was drunk as hell. I said, take that shit off while you talking to me. And he did. He slid that band right the fuck off and left it off all night. Tried to go home with me. I said, immediately no. 2 weeks later, found me on Facebook. Don't know how he did that. Slid into my DMs. Unmitigated gall. His wife in his profile picture.
They're always so close by.
But if whenever Sabrina be like, well, I've never told a married man to take his ring off talking to me. Because I didn't know what to do. We was in a Shantae blew the spot up, and it was like,
Yeah. Well, what do I
okay,
do
well,
now?
what do I do now? Take it off.
Yeah. And well, he
And he
did.
did. That wasn't my fault. I ain't fucked that lady husband. I did let him buy me and my friends and my cousins a whole bunch of drinks and buy us food and shit though. Drop us off back at the hotel. We had him run all around DC.
Wow.
That ain't my fault though. That ain't wrecking.
I had a man who I knew now he wasn't my man. There was a man in this scenario trying to talk to me, and I said, "You have a girlfriend." It wasn't a wife, but it was a girlfriend.
Well, an apartment is different from a home. At least it's a little bit different than a mortgage, but okay.
I said, "Don't you have a girlfriend?" He said, "Not for long."
Yeah.
I was gooped and gagged.
No, yeah.
I was gooped and gagged.
I believe it.
But it's funny because it's like, boys, it's like, do you know that, like, even if this works tonight, I will never respect you.
I don't think.
I don't know what they think.
Sometimes it's like I don't think they end it. But know what? Enough girls do get gooped and gagged. You know,
like I will never respect you. Like I would
never
never take
would
you
like
seriously.
lock in with you.
I would never take you seriously
because I took you from your bitch. What's to say a bitch can't take you from me?
You're gonna get took from me. I know how the laws of the world work. I'm not, boy.
I don't want to have you stolen. I don't want a robbery committed on me. I've already committed the robbery.
Like you said, they're always on the page.
What's gaggy to me is the ones. This is why when we get into posting and all that stuff, they'd be like, "Oh, he need to post me." I don't know. The ones who have the girls plastered,
I don't
be
know.
the worst.
I really don't know.
Before my social media presence got blown up the way that it is now, I used to have a lot of boys with girlfriends actively in my DMs. Like I can say that. And I would go on their pages and it would be like,
"Hey,
this is an anniversary.
Loose ends?
What is happening right now?
What's going on with this?
Why are you calling me pretty? And like
they have no shame.
No, they don't. And what I've noticed, what they do is they always say things that are like subjective that they can kind of get out of. I can't say you're beautiful.
And it's like, you know you can, but you know this ain't right.
You know it ain't right.
Because I'm always going to that profile before I respond.
Oh yeah, always. I gotta make sure you find.
Let me do my due diligence. And also I'm going to mutual followers. Because who follow you that I know?
Because how you find me?
And why you know me? And how you know them?
Do we know multiple people?
I'm staying in the mutual files. Because why do you know each other?
One thing about it, I went to Hampton. I know how you niggas get down.
I know how y'all get down. Y'all mix and mingle.
Y'all got
and I don't want to be mingled.
Y'all got them girls on the page. And be fucking them girls and boys on the side. We get into that next episode. We ain't got to do that. Shout out Hampton University. Go Pirates. The real HU.
The way I thought of specific.
Oh, baby, I could. Woo, shit. I ain't gonna do that because I don't believe in outing people. I really don't. I do not believe in that.
I like bisexual men.
Oh, I know.
I've never dated one though.
She's single, ready to mingle. Please be. I know Jamila's type because I would say it's similar to my own. Very pretty, Prince, androgyny. You know, like a little flair.
I like a flair. Energy of Zach Fox.
Well, they have that naturally. You don't even have to ask for that. They just come with that.
Exactly.
Not the arrogant
I don't
bisexuals.
Want any...
No dangling earrings.
No, because that's not bisexuality. That's insanity.
Exactly.
That's law, actually. I need you to be very fun and energetic. I need you to understand humor because the things that come out of my mouth is so unscripted. And I need you to also be unscripted and just very like, do. But you also have to be very sexy. For some reason, that gets lost in translation. I am shallow. No. I never said I wasn't. I never said LGBT. I said, let God be true quickly. You got to be sexy.
Let God be true quickly.
You've got to be sexy.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
So, you know what we can end on?
Speaking
of aesthetics and letting God be true quickly, let me cuss the internet out. Let me take a gulp of my drink. Now, first of all, I want to thank you, hating ass bitches. My TikTok check is about to go up for Christmas. I've got a kid. I've got Christmas presents to buy. and I just got a new car. In addition to what I already do to the spa. Because, they done said, oh, you have weight loss clinic. You in there selling snake oil. Now, the way the TikTok algorithm works, I have talked so freely from the moment I started my business. Shout out to Femi Aesthetics. Shout out to Ashley Spiller, my business partner and sister. About starting the business, quitting my job at the previous spa, everything we do. They said, you offer weight loss products. You want bitches to lose weight? Bitch, I bleach bitches' coochies too. Does that mean I want to munch on cat? Possibly. But that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about.
You
bitches are. I do.
How is that process?
It's actually.
Do they have to spread like a wax?
Oh, yes, we have to have you spread eagle. Yeah.
Like toot it up?
No. Jamila.
Was just wondering.
No, the other way. The other way.
Oh.
We got to get into the balloon knot.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to get
Does it make it white?
No. So what it does, it is a process, and you do have to have multiple, sessions. But it slowly lightens, and it gets you all one color if you're a hyperpigmentation girly. Now, are those standards set in systematic anti-blackness already? The whole aesthetics industry is playing up on the insecurities of society. So if you want to have a critique of me and my business, don't just limit it to weight loss. Bitch, I do Botox, filler, all that type of shit. Plastic surgery, post-op care. The whole industry is built on the backs of insecurity. Right. So the conversation that y'all are having, quite literally, you bitches don't have the range. You don't have the knowledge, and you don't have the expansive mind and the process of thinking to have it. Yes. Because to even have this conversation, you have to understand that not everything in this world is black and white. It is quite literally gray. We have to exist in the system that we're living in. What did Kamala say, Madam Vice President? You exist in the context of everything that came before you.
In all of which.
Is Machiavelli the source of fatphobia?
Possibly.
according to bitches on TikTok. What Machiavelli is doing is telling you how she has existed in the system, both big and small. And my experience should not trigger you like that.
It should not trigger.
It should not make y'all mad. Yes. Because in the same breath, I acknowledged this is fatphobia. I also said, I don't want to be thin because to be a Slim Kim, I was killing myself. I was vegan. I was working out. I was miserable. But you know what I'm not afraid to admit, because I have said time and time again, because again, I had to live this. I had to work through my own shit. And like y'all so eloquently said, I am not thin now. Well, duh, you dumbass bitch.
Bitches be thinking they clocking some teeth. I clocked my own.
I clocked my teeth. I don't give a fuck that I'm not thin. And the motherfucker beating my back and don't give a fuck either. So what the fuck are we talking about? Y'all, for you to even touch this conversation in the way that bitches on the app are trying to touch, you would have to, by proxy, acknowledge your own internalized fat phobia. At the end of the day, you bitches are afraid to be fat. Yeah. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck what you say, because you know that the moment you get over a certain weight, the treatment, and when you go outside, there were people in my comments, and this is how I knew it was confusion. They were saying it was fat phobia in my comments. I scrolled my comments. It was people talking about their experience. You interpreting someone saying I was small for my whole life. I had a baby, I got big, and they started treating me like shit. You interpreting that as fat phobia lets me know everything I need to know about you. So you agree. You're not willing. You're not willing to really have the conversation that we are having. Obviously, the video I made came from the video Slim Kim made. Right. It was inspired by. But if you have any ounce of a brain cell, you would have. No, I was not agreeing. Yeah, I was instead saying.
That's what I'm saying. They don't watch full videos. They watch people critiquing other videos, and they also listen to comments, and they create a new
yesterday feed. I didn't come up off the subject so hard because I've talked about this for years. It was forcing people to go back and watch the video. You know how we were talking about the tides shifting? Yeah. So the top of the day was like, fuck Mecca, fuck Mecca. By the end of the day, my comments were literally looking like, wait, this
that's
video
not
y'all
what
talking
Mecca
about?
said. Yeah.
That's not what she said.
Mhm.
That's what the comments were looking like. Wait, these aren't
It's
hateful
always gonna
comments.
do that.
It's because y'all don't watch
Because y'all
shit
watched one
and
video
y'all
of somebody
don't
saying,
listen.
and this is why some of your fave creator is
Let me talk to y'all. Let me talk to y'all. Let me rap to you dumbass bitches right quick. Because y'all wasn't finna suck my check off over no community motherfucking guidelines. But let me tell y'all why y'all are dumb. Every time folks get mad on that app, one thing you could really say about me when I be into a bitches, I ain't never called no one no big ass fat ass bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that because I've had to do that work on myself. Whenever y'all get mad on the app, when bitches get into it, they a big ass, big back, fat ass bitch. Y'all always go for the isms. It says a lot about your favorite creators. Me always sitting here and I never, baby, I could read you without ever. And I say this all the time. I ain't never got to call nobody.
I never have to go into those.
For your weight.
I never have to go into that briefcase.
I never.
Because
I'm gonna really fry you up without it.
I can say you're stupid. I can say other things. I can say you're not fully developed in your brain.
Let me say this. Y'all have a real issue, and this is fatphobia in a different sense. You only want to listen to fat people tell you about their bad experiences. Because let's talk about it. If fat bitches are living life and they're happy and they're being loved, y'all get nasty.
Yeah.
Y'all get nasty and disgusting. When a fat lady is on the internet telling you about all her woes, now all of a sudden you're willing to listen.
Yeah.
Samira's whole platform, God bless her, is built on showing y'all the inequities with how society systematically treats fat people.
Yeah.
All I did was come in and say, she's right. And as a person who went and lost 100 pounds, it changed immediately. How are we saying the same thing and y'all are not comprehending? Because you only want to hear it when a fat person's telling you about their suffering. You don't want to hear it when someone who is not as fat as you might perceive, even though they said I'm not thin. I'm not as big as Samira at this point.
Right.
But I wasn't much smaller than her at one point. You don't want to receive what I'm saying because this is an open secret. This is something that we can't acknowledge.
We're saying the quiet things out loud.
And I literally had bitches in my comments saying, why are you saying the quiet part out loud? The same reason when the dark-skinned girls go on the app and tell y'all their troubles and their woes and how they are systematically oppressed, I come in and say, and that's tea. Because the shit she talking about, that has never happened to me. And y'all don't never cuss me out when I say that. So y'all are picking and choosing what you want to acknowledge. But see, the difference between fatphobia and colorism, there is this air, and I'm going to say air quotations, we have control over our weight. We don't have control over the color of our skin. So y'all don't really want to acknowledge it. They don't take it as seriously. And y'all want to still be able to call someone a big back ass bitch when you get mad. Period.
Yeah.
Because there's simply no way that Samira is telling y'all, I can't buy clothes. I can't sit on the plane. I can't do X, Y, and Z. She's telling y'all that. Y'all believe her. You're hyping her up. I'm coming and saying, exactly. And when I lost 100 pounds, all the shit she's saying, I was able to do immediately. Why are y'all throwing tomatoes when y'all know that's what's happening? Since everything is not black and white and it's gray, and I have existed on both sides in the system, y'all don't have the range to have this conversation because you don't have the range to know that both sides deserve empathy.
I feel like Willow.
Let me talk to you right quick. The reason in that video I said, I mean, why wouldn't you want an easy life? Being thin would offer you an easy life. It's not necessarily the answer. I was killing myself trying to stay thin. You don't understand. It's intoxicating, the change in treatment, and you're so afraid to go back. So you are willing to do anything to be able to move through. And I've given multiple examples. When I went to, my experience going to the doctor changed. My experience with my friends and my family, I'm not even touching on the niggas. My friends, my family, my social life changed. I lost my best friend. You following me? Because in high school, I was always the duff, the designated ugly fat friend. And the gag is, when I was in college getting very thin, I had went away. She had stayed in Sacramento. She was at home gaining weight. And so what happened? When we would go out, the tide shifted. And all of a sudden, I know this now because we obviously were in a group and multiple people have told me she was saying this. I was thinking I was all that. I never thought I was all that. I was just getting treated the way that you were used to getting treated, and you were getting treated the way that I was used to getting treated. It was never an issue when I was the bigger friend. But the moment the attention shifted and you were experiencing everything I've experienced for most of this friendship, all of a sudden I was fake. I thought I was all that. I was doing all these things and I never switched up. It was you. They were in my comments, and that's why I was so gagged, because they were talking about people were in my comments being fat phobic when I quite literally had.
What's crazy is, like I told you, I saw the end first. Yeah. So I was like, let me go see what's tea. I'm like, what are they talking about? What?
Nothing.
I'm like,
they're making shit up.
Where's
there was someone who works in legislation in those comments saying, I actually work in legislation. We are working and lobbying to make this illegal. That's how bad it is. And when I said I worked at Nordstrom, I was working on commission. I lost weight. I was making more money.
Wow.
It is so bad that you have people working to make it illegal to do this, because that's how common it is. And when I'm on here telling y'all, no, this is real, y'all are trying to make it something it's not. Y'all are it was blowing my mind how people were twisting what I was saying. And so at this point, it's one of two things. Either you bitches are really dumb and really the motherfuckers George left behind, or you just don't fuck with me. And either way, you're being debunked. Even if you don't fuck with me, that's not how you argue. Yeah. Just say, I don't fuck with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just say you don't fuck with me, but don't get on here and say I'm fucking lying, because you got people going back and watching the video and said, hey, this not what she said. I had people straight lying on me. They were talking about, you said bitches are insecure. You said, I never said any of that.
But that's how, what I've noticed in my time of being on social media is time is always going to be your best friend or your worst enemy.
And let me tell you this.
Because sometimes you think you're eating, but when the dust settles, it's like, ooh, but that didn't. But then the other side is like, you're getting ate up. But it's like, I haven't reached my target audience yet. And I'm getting ate up because I'm getting all the dummies first.
Right.
And then it's like the dust settles and it's like, it wasn't.
So here's the thing. That has happened to me so many times. That's why my following, it's a joke. Oh, you start Mecca hate train every 2-3 business days. Because I'll say something, people get mad. And then what I kind of like about it is I don't even have to bring it up. Because somebody else will be like, you talking mad at Mecca for saying this?
Yeah,
well, they they was mad at Jesus too. Child. My best man, my Lord Savior. So I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah. I feel like at this point we've learned, it's like we're just so used to it. So it's just like,
I will
do your big one. Do your shit.
What's crazy is they kept, I never actually see the videos that are like against me that they're getting all the views, which I'm thankful for. I don't want to knock on wood, like I don't want to start seeing them, but I just think before I speak, especially on this topic.
That's missing.
That's missing. I really think before I speak. Missing. And I'm just in awe of people telling me I don't agree with this. Babes, you sound like white people right now. Yeah. When white people say I don't agree with what we'd be like, this is racist and this is how I experience this microaggression. I don't agree with that.
Don't care what you think.
Well, this happened.
And it's like, well, I'm not going to argue with you about this.
Yeah, we can't argue about this. This happened.
Yeah, well,
there are countless examples across like any ism you have.
Yeah.
When men want to talk about patriarchy, babes, you don't have the range to have this conversation.
You don't have the range.
You don't.
I don't have the energy.
I don't.
I said what I said. I'm moving on to the next topic.
Crazy is I was throwing them comments when I was like, where are these fat phobic comments they're talking about? The shit I was reading was deplorable. And it honestly, even this whole situation I have never even thought of people who really kind of like were small and then got bigger. I've only had the perspective of I was
the opposite,
bigger and then got smaller and had my head fucked up about how good I was being treated. Imagine you gain weight and all of a sudden everyone's treating you like shit. Those were the comments. Those were the comments that were like, yeah, I did this. And okay, so you're reading this as fat phobic?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're not smart.
I think you're just fat phobic.
I think you are fat phobic.
Actually, that's exactly what I'm. That's the correlation I'm getting.
There's no way you're reading comments of people being, and the piece that they're trying to say is the fat phobic part. Is people being like, I was small and then I got big. People treated me bad. Life was better when I was small. You're reading that life is better. That life is better as being small. And that is the system that we are talking about. And someone said, oh, well, you can acknowledge the system without validating what Slim Kim said.
Well,
that is a catch.
What do you want me to say?
No, that is a catch-22.
Yeah.
There is no way to discuss a system in place and discuss how you exist within a system without validating, because I'm literally telling you.
Because if we don't validate it, then we're not acknowledging the system.
Exactly. I'm telling you how I'm moving through the system. It's a thing. So me saying, and all these other people saying, yeah, when I was this size, things got easier for me. Of course it's going to validate what this bitch is saying. I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying it's not fat phobia. I'm saying we're agreeing. This is wrong. This is fat phobia. But in order for us to get to that point, to even consider breaking down the system,
right,
you have to acknowledge that it works and it is in place for a reason, because it is so effective. And watching people be willfully ignorant and willfully blind and literally say to me out loud, why are you saying this out loud? Why do we say anything out loud?
And it's like, I love saying everything that y'all are thinking out loud. That's like my superpower.
You know what's crazy? Y'all did the same thing. Clock it. When Me Too started, when we was in college. Clock that T. Because, you know, when we went to college, it was not the talk the girls get now. Freshman year, NSO week,
what it was is
freshmen.
You have a curfew because you need to close those legs.
And if you're in a situation that you don't need to be in, nothing will happen. It wasn't that long ago. It was 2014, but we got something very different.
We got a whole
and when Me
different
Too started, child, let me tell you something. They did the same thing. Why are you saying this out loud? Why are you making waves? There's no way to change without acknowledging the system that's in place.
But because they did all of that, now what I see is a lot of these male orgs are having events that are centered around consent. So it's like, it's rough in the beginning, but it changes the way the conversations are had in the end. Might I just say, I am tipsy.
This is how you know I drink too much, because I'm not tipsy.
I've been buzzed.
You feel good?
For the past 10 minutes.
Well, shut up, Bel-Air.
Shut up, Bel-Air. I had a cup and a half, and I'm sitting here like,
I feel nice. I'm not tipsy. I'm not tipsy. I feel nice. Let me just cuss a little bit more. You stupid ass bitches, mark ass hoes. Calling me a fake ass Cisco bitch. How you gonna compliment me calling me a belong?
What you're saying for the next week. That's the funniest part. The people who be saying the most outlandish shit about you, why do you follow me?
Why are you engaged? So you hate me? Why are you engaging with my content? But you know what the thing is? Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Hate is just the other end of love. You just want to be.
It's a thin line.
It's a thin line. You want to be in my aura. You know, I've seen that so many times again, not even just with us, but it'd be like people y'all say y'all hate, y'all actively tap in with. At this point, I can't do nothing but just say, well, thank you for paying my bills.
Thank you for tuning in.
And what Cat Williams say? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing shit correct.
I love when a hater pops up, actually.
Yeah.
I'll be like, wow.
See, the one thing about the communications background,
it'll teach you.
Y'all making all them goddamn videos talking about how much you hate me. You driving more. Y'all made all them videos talking shit about my business. The books are booked. Okay, clock that.
I'm recycling on the For You page.
What are people doing? This bitch
They're searching.
They're going on the website. I got the information.
Because they don't even realize we see the searches y'all are making. Make a weight loss. Make a weight loss supplements.
We can see y'all.
What is Mecca talking about? I can see that y'all are searching for our names. Oh, you're interested there.
You're interested.
You're interested.
You want to know what's going on. Cool.
Welcome.
So let us know. We actually just moved into a bigger building this year. We got a lot going on. We literally are in the process. What's crazy is we're in the process.
Do y'all do liposuction?
We don't liposuction. Okay. We do lipo-dissolve though. They'll say it's fatphobic.
Dissolve me. Y'all know I had a baby. I do have a little bit of a mommy pouch right here. And I want it gone. I do want to keep the ass.
Okay.
Yes.
Based in fatphobia.
Well,
everything is. Everything.
What about me wanting titties? Is that based in fatphobia too?
No, it's based in aesthetics. Just like, like I said, the whole industry is built up on your insecurity.
And I told y'all earlier in the episode, I'm shallow. I want to look
good. You know what? I was going to make a video about this. They were talking about body neutrality. And I learned what it was when she commented, and
What
I've
does
been
that mean?
so it's basically like it's not body positivity.
Oh.
Body neutrality is when you neither hate or love your body. You don't take care of your body for aesthetics, but for what it does. So she was like,
that makes sense.
She said, how do you feel about this? I said, full transparency, I'm 70% because I do care about how I look.
Yeah.
I'm
never gonna lie.
Whole package.
Yeah.
I like being put together. But again, I'm not skinny.
Right.
And I said that before you bitches did. But I'm also the person who said not everyone's meant to be thin. Being your size does not mean you're not in shape. Lizzo has shown us that for years.
Yeah.
Dancing, playing the flute.
And it's interesting because I know you were talking about some people in your comments were talking about having kids. I've experienced that change of like my body and I said this on my video when I talked about Slim Jim, whatever her name is.
Slim Kim.
Oh, thank you. I was basically saying like, I said I have like the opposite of body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror and I see something completely different. I thought I was really thick back in the day. I really did. I always thought I was a thick bitch. Okay. So when I look back at those pictures, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was that tiny. I really did not. Yeah. It never registered that I was that tiny. And I don't never want to be that tiny again. Because looking back at those pictures, I'm like, ooh, this is what y'all saw. Like I was really, really tiny. And there was no reason. That was just like how I developed in life. Yeah. And now post having a child, I have a tummy. I've gained several pounds. Yeah. But I feel so comfortable in my skin. But also at the same time, I'm like, I also acknowledge that like, I don't look the same. And like now I realize I don't look the same that I did.
That's the piece that them dumbass bitches on that stupid ass app are not getting.
Right.
I am so comfortable in my skin at this point. See, when I was very, very thin, I was not comfortable in my skin. I was worried about maintaining that thinness.
Yeah.
I am very comfortable and confident.
I don't think I don't think a lot of people talk about that. Like the thinness is not as realistic.
It's not
as we make it seem.
It's not sustainable.
Like so, these people talking about like, oh, it's not natural to be that big. It may not be naturally be that big, but it's also not natural to be that thin. And it's very hard to maintain.
That thin, if you're having to work and only do 1,000 calorie count,
if you're doing all these things
to maintain
you're on the same spectrum as somebody who's overeating. You're just on the opposite side.
And these motherfuckers on this app are so dumb that I can't even get into what we're talking about here. We can't even progress the conversation into how, yes, it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
If you're doing too much on either end of the spectrum.
I remember being in high school where white bitches was clocking their calories.
It's disordered eating
what
either
the fuck
way,
are
babes.
You talking about? I didn't even understand. I still really don't understand calories for sure. But I remember being in high school and I never, because my parents didn't raise me on like, think about what you eat type shit. Like, what the fuck? I remember those white girls were on weight loss journeys. Mind you, they weren't big. They might have been a little fluffy, but it's just like, I was always so confused, especially when you grow up in an environment where like everybody's different weights and stuff. It's like, I grew up with like aunties that got a little bit more meat on their bones and stuff. It's like, it never registered as like a thing. So I'm in high school watching bitches who are very regular sized. Very regular size, trying to lose weight in high school. You're a child talking about, well, this is so many calories. And I'm sitting there like, I understand. And I'm gonna connect the dots for white supremacy to fatphobia, because the way a lot of those white girls were so obsessed with the way that they looked, a lot of the girls who were friends with a lot of white girls end up having random eating disorders and not safe eating
habits. And what people don't understand is that there's a spectrum. You can sit up and watch shows like My 600-Pound Life and Feeders. That's disordered eating.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is also disordered eating. And what I be trying to help my clients, because again, having lost weight, I do think I am the person qualified to help you lose weight, because I think that the weight you should get at is something that, one, you feel confident in your skin.
Yes.
2, that is healthy for you to maintain, easy for you to maintain.
Yeah.
3, I do encourage you to take care of your body because you only have one of them. Now, however that looks for you, that is how it looks for you. There is not an issue with wanting to lose 20 pounds.
Right.
20 pounds is not what we're talking about.
Right.
As I lost 100 pounds. So it's like, again, the nuance and the range required for the conversation that we're trying to have, bitches aren't even considering or they just don't have the range for it. Because here's the other thing. Why I made a video about this. I said, I had a girl come into my office, 5'10", stallion. Remember when Megan the Stallion was a bit thicker?
Mm-hmm.
She was absolutely over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
She's tall.
They did, and
They
that
don't
number, the numbers
concept.
alone scare people.
They don't have a, mind
I
you,
didn't
she
even
came
realize
into my,
that
I had a
numbers
Megan the
alone scare
Stallion
people.
who was a thick version of Megan
Mhm.
come into my office and say she wanted to be 115 pounds. I said, babes, that's not
You will
realistic.
never, and I need them to understand, like, because we've said this a couple times. A few people have said this. Everybody's not meant to be skinny. Because when Jennifer Hudson lost all that weight on Weight Watchers, and they said the neck is odd, the neck we can always, and she gained a little bit more weight. But it's like weight is so subjective. It's not about a number. It's about what matches your body
good
frame
on you
and what makes
and
you
what
healthy.
is going to allow you to live healthy.
Exactly.
Now, again, I tell TikTok all my business, so that's why the fact that this subject this time is going the direction it is, because I've been completely transparent.
Mhm.
When I turned 27, I took my gym journey very seriously.
Mhm.
Again, as
She
you
did ask me to go to the gym with her.
I did ask her to go to the gym this morning. She didn't want to go.
I said no.
As you bitches so eloquently pointed out, I'm not thin, but
Mhm.
I'm fit.
Yeah.
I work out for real.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that.
And this
is why I talk about
this is a perfect
Lizzo.
case study right there, because I don't work out at all.
Exactly.
And there's like, I will, mark my words, I will start moving my body, because I know that I am almost 30, and I know that that's just
so. This is what my doctor
I don't
told
want to
me.
change my body, but
I
it's health
literally
wise. Yeah.
had that doctor's appointment, and my doctor, the appointment was very easy because I was not, although I'm not thin.
Yes.
I'm not as big as I used to
Right.
be. And so, when you go to the doctor, everything's about being big.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what my appointments have been about since I was 19 when I started losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, you're 27, it's downhill from here. Whatever the habits you develop now are going to carry you into the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it becomes about, as someone with older parents, grandparents for a living, I want to be able to move for the rest of my life.
And you see that. It's like,
and you see
I know how I
close.
want. I know
the quality
now
of life that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that piece doesn't necessarily have to do with weight.
Mm-hmm.
Life just got good. I want to keep living.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do stuff, I want to be able to walk.
Mm-hmm.
This house got 2 stories. It's a pain in the ass to walk up the stairs, but it's not. I can't not do it.
Right.
I want to be able to move well into my 70s, well into my 80s, and to my 90s. My Grammy is 93. Sound of mind. She wobbles a little bit. She be not wanting to walk with that motherfucking cane.
Yeah.
But she moves. And whenever people ask her, what's the key to like getting old? She really will say, don't stop moving.
Yeah.
Stay active. And so
that's
the other flip end of this conversation is, y'all associate taking care of yourself with weight. And because I've come off the end, and that's why bitches think they're gagging me with saying, bitch, you're not even skinny. No, but I take care of myself.
Right.
And that's what you dumbass hoes don't understand.
This number of weight.
You're obsessed with the number of the
Get
scale.
out of that. Forget
I'm
the
obsessed
scale.
with the fact
Forget the
that
scale.
when I go into a Soul Cycle class, if you know anything about Soul Cycle, that intense 45 minutes, I keep up the entire 45 minutes. And again, I'm going to keep saying it, I'm not thin.
Mm-hmm.
And I am on 10 the entire time. I do Pilates. Do you know how hard Pilates is?
Yeah.
I hang. I hang. Like all this stuff that I've been building up to do, training my body, not in the mind frame of being thin, in the mind frame of I want my body to work.
Yeah.
I want my body, and I don't want to be hurting. And even still in the past year, this is not the thinnest I've ever been, but it's the best I've ever felt. You dumbass bitches. You dumbass hoes.
And I think if you have let go, if you just start letting go of shit, it'll make sense.
Yeah, let me keep cussing.
Yeah.
You associate feeling good with being thin. Okay. You associate being thin with feeling good, and that's not where I'm at. I feel good, and I'm not thin.
Yeah.
And I take care of my body. It has nothing to do with me being thin.
Clock it.
You dumbass hoe.
Clock it. I think if we just let go of these indicators of things that are supposed to be if you're this, then it means you're this, then you'll feel a lot better, because I don't even have a scale in my house, but I know that my body has changed. But I've just gotten comfortable with there are things that I want to change about my body, but I know that I know what I already said. I'm shallow. I know what it's censored in, but I'm still comfortable with myself. So if it never changes, I'm not going to
girl. You just
wallow. I'm not going to wallow in self-pity and just be all over the place, because I know that I also carried a child for 9 months. I also know that I breastfed a child for 1.5 years. So if I never get my tits done, even though I want to, and they will be done soon.
So that's giving body neutrality.
Yeah, I'm just kind of here.
I'm here, I'm existing.
This is who I am. And it's you have to be I think if we just get rid of all of the criteria and all these things, even when it comes to like your face and just all of these things, because I see this thing happening with the beauty of life. And it's like, are you doing this because somebody said you should do it? Or are you doing this because you want to do it? Are you doing this because you do whatever you want to do, but why are you doing it? And just think about it like that, and I think it'll just change your perspective.
Ask yourself. That's why they're so mad, because they're afraid to unpack it.
They don't want to unpack that.
They don't want to unpack that.
And that's the tea.
And that's why
you're
triggered.
Because a lot of the people that are not triggered, we're literally so confused. We're like, wait.
I knew I didn't say anything wrong, because not only do I have enough people who would call me in, my mutuals who are very, I think Shaheem is like kind of my gauge of if I'm being politically correct.
Right. No, clock that. If Shaheem said I'm good, I'm good. I don't know.
I don't know. Shaheem is very, very politically correct. So yeah. They said I was good. They was like, I don't understand what they're doing. And I said, okay, well, I'm good. Yeah. I'm going to keep going. Yeah. But we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say one more time, you bitches are dumb, stupid, silly. You don't have the range, the brain cells. George Bush left you dusty bitches behind. And I'm not going to talk about it on the app no more, because I already made my money.
Can't wait for December 15th.
Thank you, hater assholes.
Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get into some comments. Okay. Lord knows I can't see. Let me zoom in. Okay, I'm going to start with Spotify. Kay says, nigga bubble tickled me. I don't even know.
I said nigga bubble. I said I be living in a nigga bubble.
Oh, yes. Arobi87 says, I love you girls on TikTok, and now I'm happy to meet more of your content together. I'm not gonna lie, some of this reading might be a little slurred. I'm tipsy, y'all. I'm a lightweight. I already can't wait for the next episode. Andrea Bug says, wait until y'all find out about Sky's mama and how she loves some Diddy.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to confirm that
allegedly. Oh, y'all is messy. Mal says, I love the video format too. Y'all so bad. Wake that up. Sophonia Meadow says, loved it. I enjoyed the personal stories with a sprinkle of what's happening in the media. Journalism and communications, babes. Luna says, Mecca continues saying creek is really frying me. LMAO.
I don't know even what I was saying for creek.
I don't remember nothing.
Okay, let me see. I got the Apple Podcast. Let's get into it. I'm not as tipsy as Jamila, so mine hopefully is a little bit clearer. Love. I just love y'all. That was GKD Harf. Interesting name. Ken Williams 1077 said, this podcast literally gives me the same energy as early Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That is such a compliment.
Love it. Love you, ladies. That's such a compliment. Oh my God. Cries J89 said, I will be tuned in to every episode. I love hearing them just chat it up. It feels like a FaceTime with my girls. Keep doing y'all thing, ladies. Thank you, Cries. Ago 316 said, I love the commentary. Y'all are hilarious. It's such a great time to listen. It's such a great time listening to y'all. Yay. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Just Lynn 94 said, this pod is a breath of fresh air. It feels like one of those catch me up calls that you have with your homegirl you haven't talked to in a while. Can't wait to see it flourish. RX 21212121 said, I watched them both on TikTok. This is great. This is as great as I would have expected. Girl, what the hell name is this? Gark, I'm 44. This was genuinely so engaging and entertaining. Mecca and Jamila are literally made for this. Okay, maybe I am a little bit tipsy than I thought.
No, it comes out when you're reading.
Okay, Suda gave us kind of this is a long one, but I'm going to read it. So I followed both of you ladies on TikTok separately before finding out you're friends for real. Y'all were already my cousins in my head, but I'm loving the podcast so far. I can't wait to see it grow, and will definitely be seated for the drop.
Yes.
And then we have YouTube.
You want me to YouTube? We got Abby's _girl. So happy it's finally here. Jordan Laversion. Like a beige. Like you.
That's
what I mean, crying.
Yeah, the beige.
Jade 3161997 said, love the visuals and sound is on point. You guys are hysterical for real. Kristen Green said, Jamila reacting while reading the messy story. Girl, get through it. I'm
because you kept stopping. Child.
Woo! Chlorine 99KS. Jamal, bring Mr. Chocolate. Had me gag. No, that was a gag. We're gonna have to bring Real Housewives sprinkling in here
We're
because
gonna have
we're
a
so
segment, child,
Housewives
because
down.
we're Housewives girlies down.
Brian A. Woodson 50 whatever. I can't read. I was locked in from jump. I listened to the first episode and I'm a visual person. Okay, period.
Oh, her name is Brianna.
Brianna Woodson. Yes. What the WTF bag going on? Be going on. Okay, what the fuck be going on? Period. Ooh, I was hooked first 5 seconds. I love it.
You guys
Wow.
don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave a comment,
Yes.
we will read it out loud at the end of the podcast.
Yes, and send us Send us your submissions. We've actually gotten a couple more in our email.
Oh,
I haven't really read
it.
them, but I've seen y'all pouring in. Keep sending us your
Don't
submissions
forget.
at unhingedandimoralpod@gmail.com.
Spelled exactly how it sounds. Let us help you.
And let me take accountability for the TikTok. Yes. I did lock us out of the original TikTok account. I am so sorry. I think I was like sleepy when I made it. It doesn't matter. We have a new TikTok page. It is Unhinged and Immoral Pod. Same on Instagram. So that kind of works. Unhinged and Immoral Pod on TikTok and Instagram. Get those followers back up because I know it's some confusion. So make sure y'all follow us.
Sorry to
everywhere.
the 17,000 people who followed us,
So
and we can't have
sorry.
access to that account now.
You'll have to follow the other one. I am so
Love
sorry.
Guys. Thank you. Anything else?
No.
You dumbass bitches. Okay. We're done. See y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila Bell and Mecca Evans.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Llorens.
Production assistance by Melody D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.